This is estate planning lawyer Michael Pevney, and in this video we are going to talk about 3 benefits and 3 downfalls to setting up a living trust. But before that, if you have any questions related to estate planning or you're interested in more estate planning information, please subscribe to this page and like this video. And if you leave a comment in the comments section with a question about estate planning, I will most likely respond. So, let's talk about the benefits of setting up a living trust. For my clients in California, a huge benefit is that it avoids probate. Probate is the court-controlled and government-run asset distribution program that your estate, your stuff, your money, your property has to go through if you pass away without an estate plan at all, or it still has to go through probate even if you have a will, especially if you own real estate. In the area in Southern California where I live, the average home that has to go through probate, it's going to cost your loved ones over $50,000 just to get that home and the rest of your stuff through that probate process, and it will take about 1.5 to 2 years. The number 2 benefit to setting up an estate plan is that it will distribute assets in a responsible way. So there are ways that you can actually protect your beneficiaries by keeping that money in a trust for a period of time. You can protect your beneficiaries from things like creditors, legal judgments, divorce, abusive spouses, and even substance abuse. And you get to choose at what age or at what milestones and for what purpose the money in this trust after you've gone can be used for. Without an estate plan, it's likely going to go to them without any strings attached. And that includes without an estate plan at all, or if you leave your property to them using a will. The number 3 benefit to setting up a living trust is it can prevent family strife, squabbling, and fighting. Because if your main asset is your home, and your home might be worth $1 million, and your home might be split up among a few kids. Without an estate plan, it basically goes to, if you've got 3 kids, it's going to be owned 1/3 by each of them. And they've got to agree on what they're going to do with that home. And very often they don't. Do you know anybody that's ever been in that situation where they end up owning their parents' home in conjunction with some of their siblings? Maybe one of them wants to sell the house. Maybe one of them wants to live in the house. Maybe one of them wants to rent it out to basically use it as a business, as a rental property kind of thing. And ultimately, that can cause a lot of family infighting. And, someone has to buy someone out, or they all have to agree to sell it, and that can cause a lot of trouble. So putting your home in a trust and putting specifically what you want to happen with that home after you pass away, you get to make that decision if you want, or you can appoint somebody as your successor trustee to be the person that makes that decision. Now let's talk about some of the costs to setting up a living trust. So number 1, you got to pay for it, right? Estate planning costs money. But if you compare that with the actual cost of probate, I've never been in the situation where the cost of probate wasn't massively way higher than setting up an estate plan. And you're also paying for the peace of mind. You're paying for the peace of mind that things are going to be distributed the way that you want, that your legacy is going to be secure, and that your family is going to be cared for in the way that you want. Now, the number 2 costs to setting up a living trust is you've got difficult decisions to make. You've got to make some important decisions, like, do you want things distributed equally to your kids? Or maybe you want to reward one of the kids for taking care of you. Or maybe you want to reward younger kids in the future for maybe getting a degree, or you want to encourage certain behavior that might get them some of that money from the trust at a different point in their life. Sometimes people with younger kids, we want to distribute those assets, that money, at different times in their life. Maybe they get something when they're 25 and something when they're 30, something when they're 35 or 40, or you could leave that money in the trust for a very long time and have it distributed for grandkids while it can still pay for certain things for your kids. So it can cause difficult decisions to make, which is why it's important that you hire a qualified estate planning lawyer that can walk you through that process, make some suggestions, and give you advice on exactly how to do that. The number 3 cost is that if that trust is going to exist for a while, especially if you've got younger kids, you've got a large estate that you want money distributed Two, over time, somebody's going to have to manage that trust, so a successor trustee. Maybe you have a sibling or a responsible adult child, or sometimes you can hire a professional trustee or somebody that works at a bank that has a trust department that does this. And so one cost is that, yeah, that does cost some money, especially if you hire a professional trustee, but you're going to make sure, and creating a trust is going to ensure that everything you get that you want to get distributed is distributed in the exact way that you want. So those are 3 costs and 3 benefits to setting up a living trust. If you have questions about this or anything else related to estate planning and you live in California, you can set up a time to meet with me for free by going to ocestateplanlawyer.com. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more estate planning information. Thanks for watching.